Imagine this. Your life is a grand masterpiece, and every single day you are handed a fresh brush and a new canvas. The question is, what will you paint? What kind of story will you tell with your actions, your mindset, and your habits? The truth is, success is not built in a day, but it is built daily. Now listen to me closely. There are 10 small habits that, if practiced consistently, will change your life forever. They will shape your character, fuel your ambitions, and transform your future. 1. Set a clear goal every day. A ship without a destination is at the mercy of the wind. It moves, but without direction, without purpose. It may travel vast distances, but it will never truly arrive. And so it is with a person who wakes up each morning without a clear goal. They may be busy. They may be in constant motion, but busyness is not progress. Activity is not achievement. Clarity is the foundation of all greatness. No empire, no revolution, no lasting legacy was ever built on confusion. The mind left unchecked is like an untrained beast, restless, chaotic, and easily swayed by whatever pulls hardest. Distractions, demands, expectations, they come from every direction, and without clarity, they control you. But the moment you set an intention, the moment you take command of your direction, the world no longer dictates your path. Before the noise of the day engulfs you, before external pressures scatter your focus, take a moment. Decide. Define one clear goal for the day. Not 10, not 5, just one. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be life-changing. But it must be intentional. It could be something as simple as making an important decision, completing a long overdue task, or learning something new. The power of the goal is not in its size, it is in its clarity. When you give your mind a specific target, you give it purpose. You transform a passive existence into an active pursuit. You shift from drifting to directing, from reacting to responding. You begin to shape your day rather than allowing it to shape you. And this is the hidden key to extraordinary achievement. It is not found in rare bursts of inspiration. It is not found in wishful thinking. It is found in the stacking of deliberate days, one on top of the other. The person who defines their aim each morning is the person who carves their destiny. A vague wish never built an empire. A blurred vision never forged a legacy. Clarity did, and it always will. 2. Start your day with a mindset of gratitude. You must understand this. Your mindset determines your destiny. It is not luck, not circumstance, not even talent that shapes the course of your life as much as the way you think. And at the core of an unshakable mind is one simple yet powerful practice: gratitude. Most people wake up burdened. They dread the challenges ahead. Their mind fixates on problems, on what's missing, on what could go wrong. But this way of thinking is a self-imposed prison. It keeps them trapped in fear, doubt, and negativity. What they don't realize is that they have the power to shift everything with one small habit, one that takes less than a minute, but rewires the mind for resilience. Each morning, before the chaos of the world pulls you in 1,000 directions, take a breath, pause, and list 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be grand. It could be as simple as the fact that you woke up today, the roof over your head, a conversation with a friend, an opportunity no matter how small. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about choosing to see what's already good. This shift in perspective is not just wishful thinking. It is power. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your mind moves from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility, and a mind that sees possibility will always find a way. It will see opportunities where others see obstacles. It will create solutions instead of excuses. Understand this: gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a discipline. It is a weapon against doubt, fear, and anxiety. Those who cultivate it are unshaken by hardship because they have trained their mind to look beyond setbacks, to see what can be done instead of dwelling on what cannot. The strongest minds are not those who have never struggled. They are the ones who have mastered the art of perspective, and gratitude is the foundation of that mastery. 3. Read for 30 minutes daily. Every great mind has been forged in the crucible of knowledge, the wisdom of the past, the insights of the present, and the possibilities of the future. These are the building blocks of intellectual and personal growth. If you seek to elevate your thinking, to sharpen your mind into a force of clarity and power, You must become a student of wisdom. The world is filled with distractions, but few pursuits are as transformative as the simple act of reading. A single book can shift the trajectory of your entire life. One idea, one profound realization can dismantle old limitations and open doors you never knew existed. Knowledge is not merely power, it is freedom. It frees you from ignorance, from stagnation, from the cycle of unchallenged thoughts that keep you confined to the same patterns, the same frustrations. Every page you turn expands your perspective, helping you see beyond the narrow confines of your current understanding. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators all have one thing in common, an insatiable hunger for learning. They recognize that the mind, like the body, must be nourished and exercised. Just as muscles grow stronger with consistent training, the mind becomes sharper with regular exposure to new ideas, new philosophies, and new ways of thinking. The key is discipline, a daily commitment to reading, even if only for 30 minutes. It is a small investment with immeasurable returns. Some may argue that books are outdated, but true wisdom is timeless. It is not about information, it is about depth. While fleeting news feeds and surface-level content bombard your mind with noise, books demand patience, engagement, and contemplation. They challenge you to think critically, to question, to reflect. In a world that thrives on quick fixes and instant gratification, reading is an act of rebellion, a statement that you value depth over distraction, mastery over mediocrity. You are always one book away from a breakthrough. One well-placed insight can shift your mindset, transform your habits, and set you on a path to greatness. But that breakthrough will never come if you do not take the first step, make the commitment. 30 minutes a day. Let that be the foundation upon which you build an unshakable mind. In time, you will look back and realize the greatest investment you ever made was in the strength of your own intellect. 4. Take control of your inner dialogue. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, not by mere chance, nor by the whims of fortune, but by the supreme power of your thoughts. The mind is a fertile field, rich beyond measure, yet it produces only what is planted within it. Plant seeds of doubt and fear, and you will harvest failure and despair. But sow within it the golden seeds of belief, determination, and purpose, and your life shall bear fruit beyond your grandest imagination. Consider for a moment the man who tells himself, "I am weak." His shoulders slump, his voice wavers, his very presence diminishes. He need not be restrained by iron shackles, for he has already bound himself in the invisible chains of self-doubt. On the other hand, the man who declares, "I am strong, I am capable, I shall overcome," walks with purpose, speaks with conviction, and acts with an unshakable confidence that bends circumstances to his will. The difference between the two men is not one of birth or fortune, it is a difference of thought. Pay close attention to your inner dialogue, for within it lies the blueprint of your destiny. If you whisper to yourself, "I cannot," you set forth a command to your mind, and your body will obey. If instead you say, "I am learning how," you ignite within yourself the spirit of growth, the spark that transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Do not say, "I am not good enough." Say instead, "I am improving every day." This simple shift in language alters not only your state of mind, but also your entire reality. Words are not mere sounds, they are forces. They are the silent architects that shape the structure of your life. Every word you utter plants a seed in the garden of your subconscious. Speak of failure and it shall bloom. Speak of greatness and it shall bear fruit. The most successful men in history, those who have risen from obscurity to prominence, have mastered this secret. They have spoken into existence the lives they desired long before they held them in their grasp. Let no man say that fate is cruel, for fate is but the servant of thought. Speak wisely, think boldly, and act with unwavering faith, and the world shall shape itself to your will. 5. Embrace discomfort every single day. Man is not meant for ease, but for conquest. History has not been written by those who sought refuge in comfort, nor has success ever been won by the man who feared struggle. Comfort is a silent thief. It steals ambition, dulls the spirit, and lulls the mind into complacency. Every time you avoid discomfort, you do not merely stand still, you move backward. Growth is the child of adversity, and those who would claim greatness must first learn to embrace the trials that forge it. The most successful men of our time, those who have risen from obscurity to command industry, wealth, and influence, share a common trait. They do not flee from difficulty. Rather, they seek it. They lean into discomfort as a blacksmith leans into the fire, knowing that only through the heat of resistance can steel be tempered. They understand that progress is not found in idle repose, but at the very edge of their endurance. If you would carve your place among such men, you must train yourself to endure what others shrink from. Do something uncomfortable every day. Rise before the sun and claim dominion over the morning. Push yourself beyond fatigue, beyond convenience, beyond what you once believed possible. Speak when your voice trembles. Take action when fear tells you to wait. Risk failure when mediocrity offers safety. Each act of discomfort expands your limits, hardens your will, and strengthens your spirit. Understand this. The more you embrace discomfort, the more formidable you become. Each struggle conquered is a stone laid in the foundation of your success. Every hardship faced with courage tightens the sinews of your character. You are not meant for a life of ease, but for a life of triumph. The world bows not to the man who seeks comfort, but to the man who endures, persists, and conquers. So I say to you, reject ease, reject the temptation of stagnation. Welcome challenge as an old friend, for in its embrace lies your true potential. The man who dares to suffer today shall be the master of tomorrow. 6, master the art of focus. Success is not reserved for the fortunate, nor is failure the lot of the unfortunate. Both are the offspring of habit, the result of discipline, or the lack of it. And in this modern age, there is no greater enemy to discipline than distraction. It is the silent killer of dreams, the thief that robs men of their purpose while they remain unaware. It does not strike with force, nor does it announce its arrival. Instead, it seeps into the mind, scattering attention, dulling ambition, and replacing progress with idle indulgence. We live in a world that clamors for your attention. Endless noise, ceaseless demands, trivial diversions designed to pull your focus in 100 directions at once. But let me tell you this, what you focus on, you feed. If you allow your mind to be drawn into distractions, you will water the seeds of mediocrity. But if you learn to direct your focus with precision, you will cultivate the harvest of greatness. A man who fixates on problems will find himself consumed by them, drowning in doubt and despair. But the man who trains his mind to see solutions will discover that every difficulty holds an opportunity. The choice is his, and it is yours. Master your focus, and you will master your destiny. Train your mind to single task. Ignore the siren song of constant interruptions. Turn off notifications, silence the trivial, and set aside specific hours for deep, undisturbed work. Make concentration a sacred ritual, one that cannot be violated by the fleeting whims of the external world. Understand this, the man who controls his focus controls his future. Distraction is the refuge of the unfocused, the excuse of the uncommitted. But the man who commands his attention as a warrior commands his sword, sharp, unwavering, and precise, will carve his name upon the pillars of history. So I say to you, guard your focus as you would guard your fortune, for in truth it is worth far more. Let no idle pleasure, no trivial matter steal from you the destiny that is yours to claim. Train your mind, direct your thoughts, and the world shall bow to the power of your unwavering attention. 7, don't cultivate relentless self-discipline. The road to success is not paved with good intentions, nor is it built upon fleeting bursts of inspiration. It is constructed with the bricks of discipline, unyielding, unbreakable, and essential. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It is the force that separates those who dream from those who do. The man who masters discipline masters his fate. The man who lacks it becomes a slave to circumstance. Let me tell you a truth that few dare to accept. Feelings are unreliable. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. If you act only when it is convenient, you will accomplish nothing. Discipline is the ability to do what must be done, whether or not you feel like it. It is rising before the sun when comfort tempts you to sleep. It is working when others rest, persisting when others quit, pushing forward when the weak make excuses. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with use. Every time you choose action over procrastination, every time you show up instead of surrendering to weakness, you fortify your will. Every time you keep your word to yourself, you build trust in your own abilities, an unshakable confidence that cannot be given, only earned. And trust me, self-discipline is the ultimate key to freedom. The undisciplined man is bound by his impulses, controlled by distractions, shackled by the whims of the moment. But the disciplined man, he is master of himself. He does not seek motivation, for he does not require it. He acts regardless. And in doing so, he gains control over his destiny. Understand this. Talent may open doors, but only discipline will keep them open. Ambition may light the fire, but only discipline will keep it burning. No man ever achieved greatness without first learning to master himself. So I say to you, train yourself as a warrior trains for battle. Strengthen your will, harden your resolve. Choose discipline today, tomorrow, and every day after. For when discipline becomes your way of life, success becomes inevitable. 8. Surround yourself with high-value people. A man is not merely the product of his own thoughts and actions, he is the reflection of those with whom he surrounds himself. Show me the company you keep, and I will show you the trajectory of your life. For whether you recognize it or not, you are the average of the 5 people with whom you spend the most time. Their habits become your habits. Their beliefs shape your beliefs. Their standards define your own. If you surround yourself with men who complain, you will soon find yourself steeped in excuses, drowning in the same mediocrity that holds them captive. If you walk among those who accept failure as their fate, who see obstacles as insurmountable, you will unconsciously adopt the same limitations. But if you seek the company of those who push boundaries, who defy odds, who refuse to accept anything less than success, then you too will rise to that standard. You will push harder, think bigger, and act with greater conviction. Choose wisely. The people around you either propel you forward or pull you back. There is no neutrality in influence. Surround yourself with those who sharpen your mind, who challenge your thinking, who refuse to let you settle for less than your full potential. Seek out mentors, men of wisdom, men who have walked the path you aspire to travel. Engage in conversations that stretch your intellect, that force you to expand your vision beyond the limits of your current understanding. For understand this, the right environment will change you faster than any motivation ever will. A man need not rely on fleeting inspiration when he is immersed in a culture of excellence. In the presence of greatness, mediocrity becomes intolerable. In the company of the ambitious, stagnation is impossible. So, I say to you, choose your circle with care. Walk among giants and you will learn to stand tall. Align yourself with thinkers, doers, men of action, and you will become one yourself. If you wish to elevate your life, elevate your standards, for in the end, your future is not determined by chance. It is forged by the hands of those you allow into your world. 9, take daily action towards your dreams. A dream without action is nothing more than a fantasy, a wish whispered into the wind, lost before it ever takes form. Success does not come to the man who waits, nor does it favor the one who merely hopes. It bows only to the man who moves, who works, who refuses to let a single day pass without progress. Dreams do not work unless you do. You cannot sit idly by and expect success to come knocking. It will not. Fortune does not seek the passive. It rewards the relentless. Every man who has risen from obscurity to greatness has done so by the sweat of his own effort. He did not wait for the perfect time. He did not wait for circumstances to align in his favor. He began where he was, with what he had, and he took action. And so must you. Each day is an opportunity, a chance to step forward, no matter how small the step. Forward, no matter how small the step. Momentum is not built in a single act of greatness, but in the quiet consistency of daily effort. A man who moves forward, even by an inch, is miles ahead of the one who stands still. Start now. Do something today that brings you closer to your goal. Do not be deceived by the illusion that great achievements happen overnight. They are the result of small, disciplined actions compounded over time. The writer who pens a single page each day will one day hold a book in his hands. The man who improves by just 1% daily will find himself transformed beyond recognition in a year's time. This is the law of effort. It is inescapable, undeniable, and infallible. Those who obey it rise. Those who defy it fade into mediocrity. So I say to you, Take action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, now, for the man who moves today is the man who rules tomorrow. And the man who waits, he will spend his life watching others achieve what he once only dreamed. Tend each day with reflection and refinement. The difference between the man who grows and the man who remains stagnant is not found in talent, luck, or even effort alone. It is found in reflection. The world moves quickly, filled with men who rush from one day to the next without ever pausing to ask themselves, "What have I learned?" But the man who takes a moment each night to look inward, to measure his progress, to assess his actions, to seek improvement, places himself leagues ahead of those who simply drift. Before you close your eyes at night, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I falter? How can I be better tomorrow? For success is not a matter of perfection. It is a matter of learning, adapting, and growing stronger with each passing day. The man who fears mistakes will never take action, but the man who learns from them will turn failures into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. Each day is a lesson. Some will teach you patience. Some will test your discipline. Others will reveal weaknesses you had not yet seen. But all of them, if examined with honesty, will leave you wiser than before. The greatest men in history, those who shaped industries, led nations, and built legacies, were not without flaws. But they understood this truth. Self-awareness is the foundation of mastery. They did not blindly repeat the same errors. They studied themselves as a craftsman studies his work, making corrections, refining techniques, and improving constantly. And so must you. Take time each evening to assess the day behind you. Write it down if you must. Celebrate what you did well. Acknowledge where you fell short, not with regret, but with determination. For the man who seeks improvement daily will rise far above the one who moves through life without awareness. So I say to you, do not let a single day pass without learning from it. The man who reflects, adapts, and grows is the man who will master his future. Those who fail to look inward will forever be controlled by forces they do not understand. But those who study themselves will hold the key to their own evolution. And in the end, that is the difference between those who succeed and those who merely exist. Now listen carefully. These 10 habits are small, but their impact is immeasurable. They are the foundation of a strong mind, a disciplined character, and a powerful life. The question is, will you implement them? Will you commit to the small, daily actions that lead to greatness? The choice is yours, and if you choose wisely, your future self will thank you. So, what habit will you start today? Because the life you want is not waiting for you. It is waiting for you to take action. And action, my friend, is always within your control.